Consider, if you will, the extraordinary impact that we know mountain recreation experiences provide for kids. Not only do they have fundamental health value for a population here in Colorado that's spending about 42 and a half hours a week in front of media, that for the most part is looking at a doubling of the diabetes and obesity rates here in the state of Colorado.
One of the efforts that I've been deeply engaged in is the issue of connecting kids to the outdoors for health benefits and for the purpose of building our future stewards and people who will care for these special places. And it's a network of places. It's from our city parks to state parks, national forests, and grasslands.
But perhaps most important to the environmental movement is the fact that we need to have a population, a future population that cares about the forest, that is prepared to protect it because it has an affinity, it has an attachment for it.
Are we connecting future generations to the natural world in a way that they will passionately support sustaining the health of the natural world in the future and taking care of the planet?
We believe and have found that the young folks are in many cases unaware of the backcountry experience, but once they have it, they are hooked and they want to experience it in other levels, and hopefully will carry that interest for the rest of their lives.
We developed a program called National Get Outdoors Day, and that is a program to really introduce kids and their families to the wonders of the great outdoors.
Welcome to Take a Kid Mountain Biking Day at Bear Creek Lake State Park. I'm here today with Andrew from Trips for Kids. Andrew, tell us what's going on here today.
We're celebrating National Take a Kid Mountain Biking Day here in Morrison, Colorado, and we've invited just everybody from the community who wants to celebrate with us to come out and go for a ride.
Your left hand is the front brake, right hand's the rear. What if you just use the left brake? Who's done that? Who's done that this year?
It's not okay for a coyote to get close and personal with you.
Pump the new tube up a little bit and put in the tire and pump it up all the way.
They are having such a good time. They all had smiles on their faces, and they all were really positive about everything. They were really brave. Nobody was screaming, nobody was scared. They were just out to have a good time, and they just enjoyed being in nature and on their bikes. So it's a different experience.
The neat thing that we did at National Get Outdoors Day, we did a number of exit interviews with kids to see what they really liked. And there were kids that were canoeing for the first time, rock climbing for the first time, and so excited about the opportunities that were afforded to them. We stocked the lake at Denver City Park with 4,000 fish, and unfortunately the cormorants found them before most of our children did. But 350 kids learned to fish that day and walked away with fishing poles. And in the exit interviews, it was amazing how many kids loved that experience, even though only 2 children caught fish the entire day. Out of 4,000 fish, 2 kids got fish.
We have a program called PEAK. It's called Providing Environmental Awareness in Kids. And what we'll do is we'll actually have staff people go into things like schools or Boy Scout groups or whatever the case may be, and do programs on Leave No Trace and fun little interactive games and things like that. And the idea being that we're going to install sort of an outdoor ethic in these kids.
And thanks to organizations like Bruce Ward and Craig Mackey, who were the founders of Choose Outdoors, which is a coalition of all of the outdoor interests. It's not so much about the hunters or non-hunters or motorized or non-motorized. It is about the outdoors, and together we need to collaborate on getting more kids outdoors.
We already know that over 1 million children who are growing up in the state of Colorado never ever get to the mountains during their entire youth. When we take a kid to the mountains, whether he's been growing up in a trailer park in Commerce City or perhaps has been raised in a single parent home in Curtis Park, you take a kid to the mountains and you basically show him a place that's different than the place that he was born into. So there's an extraordinary aspirational quality that's associated with all forms of mountain recreation. And it's something that we obviously, here in Colorado, a state that's literally defined by its mountains, we have to do a better job of doing that.